We live in a world where everything is a commodity, even greatness itself. Many of you will have seen that movie with Alex Honnold, Free Solo, where he took on El Capitan, just one man, plainly with a very unique mind. I think literally he had a malfunctioning amygdala. Because Alex Honnold is living in a different reality to your eye. He's not afraid of heights. He's highly trained. He's brilliant. He's an expert. He's got dedication. He's got focus. And when I first saw that movie, Free Solo, it was a sort of a wonderful insight into a sort of near solipsistic, potentially autistic, I'm not trying to throw around the risery labels, just a peculiar and beautiful and brilliant man, a kind of Harry Houdini of our time. Harry Houdini, of course, though, died doing what he was famed for, escapology, got himself all bundled up in a box, thrown in a shark tank, one of those things. I think he just died, suffocated anyway, had a heart attack, or got punched in something, I can't remember anyway.
No, you could have killed me slugging me in the gut when I wasn't ready. That's how Houdini died, you know.
My point is this, that America's always had this P.T. Barnum appetite for greatness, but what's astonished me in watching Alex Honnold climbing that building called something like TPP out in South Korea is how quickly the culture can turn something organic into a ghoulish, vulgar, empty, hollow spectacle. The culture is banalizing everything. Even people getting shot in the streets in Minneapolis, you don't know how to talk about it no more. Even a person like me, basically sensitive, weary and exhausted by watching weirdly cast sign language folks signalling more than information to the deaf, signalling a political perspective. Lord, is it possible that we could focus ourselves on the greatness of Alex Honnold without turning it into a spectacle? Indeed, it was spectacular to see him ascending that building. I watched it on Netflix. Let me know in the comments and chat if you watched it. But let me know if you felt that kind of hollowing out of watching something beautiful being turned into a muck experience. Pre-chewed grey gruel. Everything stripped of majesty in this senseless, shallow, vacuous culture.
From the base of Taipei 101, I am Elle Duncan alongside who we're going to dub as Team Alex today, all right? Taipei 101, and we are just minutes away from Alex starting his ascent. You see Alex there live right now, feeling very at home by his van. If you watched Free Solo, you know he lived in a van for 10 years.
Here's the things that struck me about it, right? For Alex Honnold, who's a person who's used to climbing up mountains with their inconsistent, variable and unpredictable surfaces that might be subject to weather and detritus and wetness and decay and crumble, climbing that building, even though to any normal person it would be terrifying, to me it's probably like a great big jungle gym, just a great big climbing frame with really easy grips and things to hold on to. And I was sort of wondered that and was curious about it. That doesn't sort of diminish the achievement in my mind. What does diminish the achievement is the way that like Netflix had like a panel of people sat on the street and someone that was a wrestler. And again, not an attack on these individuals, just the culture itself is making everything into some sort of like bubble gum for the mind. In a way, isn't it impossible for me to be objective about the culture because I'm an apostate, like I'm a former priest of the culture, cast out of the culture, and now I'm enraged by the culture. So like I'm not good at being objective, like, you know, and I find it hard to see the authenticity and beauty and God in things now, and it's pretty easy perspective to have because so many things are so appalling and revolting. And I thought this was a perfect example that Alex Honnold is a genius and a beautiful oddity, and like having to watch him and his girlfriend kissing and like the mandatory bits of bullshit that pave across the truth of anything worthwhile and nothing having any value except for economic value. What if your identity is I do this, I do that, I got my money from this? Like you're just some sort of commodified blob. It was a brilliant British comedian who sort of pointed out that his lad who had trouble, like he told me, like he goes, if all he had to do was sit around reading, he'd be good as gold. Like, but this is a culture where you're going to be judged by how you earn money, and it really sort of struck me. It was a long time ago now, and I thought, oh, yeah, what? Who's decided that your value is how you participate in this system? That's how we will decide you, and we're all doing it, man. Like I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, this person's rich, are they? Oh, they're famous, are they? But I do also, I suppose, get fascinated by anything where the person's real, I suppose. What you want, really what you're hankering after is authenticity and realness. You know, we're all of an age where when YouTubers started to like YouTubers making money, that's fucking disgusting. The precursor to that idea was reality TV stars. Like in our country, reality TV stars, I think you had the same thing when people out of Jersey Shore or whatever would become stars and get their own shows and turn up on things. Well, in our country, that one was like Big Brother, that was the one. And it brought out like proper underclass stars, like not just working class. We're talking like people like Traveller level, kind of like fucking hell, like rowdy people that didn't illiterates, like becoming famous. No, they've got totally different social values. And I'm thinking in particular of Jade Goody, who was a sort of a sensation that emerged out of Big Brother, who went through this mad cycle of being really hated and vilified, a bit like the Stephen King movie Carrie, and then everyone realising, oh fuck, we've gone too far hating her. People sometimes are confronted with their own unconscious appetites to vilify, bully, condemn, damn, and to just want desperately to hate someone. The culture does it a lot to women. They did it to Princess Diana, Amy Winehouse, Britney Spears. They like to shred up the ladies, like I think it's some sort of sacrifice model myself. I think it comes from human sacrifice and virgin sacrifice ideas. That's my own pet theory on the matter. So when like those people start to become stars, people are like, why are they stars? They ain't no good at nothing. Like they can't juggle or paint or something. But the precedent to celebrity was aristocracy prior to the founding of your great nation. Like the stars were all like, Lord Byron, he can write a poem, that guy, and like sort of, and then just people that were good looking, and they were just aristocrats and generals. And like our country had a class system. At least there is some sort of, I don't know. I was about to say meritocracy, but I caught myself. There is no meritocracy. There is commodity. What replaced aristocracy was commodity. That if you can be turned into a product for a while, they'll use you. If you can't, as Ricky Gervais says brilliantly,
Fuck off, okay?
No one says it quite like him in that Golden Globes. But what I mean to say is, to see that happen, I suppose, to Alex Honnold, when you take the organic matter of Alex Honnold's greatness, and you see the sort of ludicrous, lingering spectacle of him on that mezzanine floor prior to summiting, and it's just like him and his girlfriend, and she's strapped on a thing because of insurance reasons, quite rightly, of course, and like then you can just see a lingering lens, just like, well, why don't you kiss? And them sort of feeling sort of self-conscious, like they've got to turn their relationship into an object, and they know they've done that, and they know it's part of it. And I suppose I've been in so many of these conversations now where I've seen reality TV show producers talk to people in reality TV. I've spoken to PR agents about how to handle crises, and I've just seen so much of it that I guess I've just got to burst through to the point where I'm compassionate to everyone and get out of this phase of like anger. But you know, because I've seen my wife cry, and like I've had to protect my children and move my children past paparazzi, and I know I have to protect them from something that's unfair and untrue. So I suppose it's just personal, actually. That's just my personal anger. But it also does, I think, happen to align rather neatly with the sort of Babylonic forces that are turning everything pure and graceful into something hideous.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here, or join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Rumble.